Oh man, so a green day for Bitcoin, up 1%, breaking out from a key pattern on the charts, but Fantom is down almost 1% despite Bitcoin up 1%. What is going on? We're going to look at both charts. We're also going to take a look at Terra 2.0 to see what's happening over there and get an update. So make sure you hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, if you appreciate the type of content, hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Consider checking out our course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member. Join our course member live streams, learn how to invest, learn how to do technical analysis, fundamental analysis in our group, so investing doesn't have to be lonely. Let's get straight into the charts today, because as we can see, Bitcoin was in this long channel, right? Between this blue line here, sitting at about 28,600 and about 31. And you guys know this has been extremely boring. Pivot point 2 has held up really nicely, and you can see the bulls continually bouncing in. We had a fake out a couple of days ago there where you fell as low as 28,200, but then quickly back into the pattern. And I made a video yesterday, which got some people a bit confused, others the other way, where I'm saying, in this period where Bitcoin is being very sideways, I'm open to placing some trades. Now, please don't confuse this for me becoming some sort of moon boy. That's not what's happening right now. I'm not just going to give you some random technical chart. You guys know what I stand for. Fundamentals, chart patterns. If I'm trading, it's all about entry points, stop losses, take profits. But you need to understand, this is not me telling you, go get wrecked, go take leverage. I don't trade with leverage, first of all, okay? Second of all, when I do trade, I'm doing it with a clear entry point, a clear stop loss, a clear take profit based on chart patterns I'm seeing. It's a very small percentage of my portfolio, and you guys don't have to do it. If you're new to crypto, just follow the rest of my videos, understand how to hodl, understand how to buy, and see the course out. And that's the main thing you guys need to do in this bear market, is accumulate, okay? And watch my videos, understand how to do fundamental analysis, understand how to do technical analysis. But for those of you who want to trade, every now and then I will give you some trade patterns or my thoughts on what I'm trading, okay? And if you guys want to act upon that, you guys are free to act upon that. I'll share my links in the description for you guys to get onto those platforms. I mean, Terra 2.0 is a great idea, a great way to kind of summarize my thoughts on this. I do not believe in this project for a second. I've made that very clear. I am not a long-term holder on Terra 2.0. But at the same time, I'm a trader at heart. I used to trade for an investment bank, and when I see opportunities, like when this fell yesterday, all the way down to $4, running up all the way here, higher here to $7, I'm seeing a 76% move. For somebody who doesn't trade leverage, that's a hell of a lot, okay? So when I see assets which are hugely volatile, I want to trade them. Now, I'm not going to go in to get leverage. I know some people trade these patterns and therefore getting 70% comfortably because they're trading on leverage. Good for them. I'm going to trade it on spot. I'm not going to take leverage positions. And for these kind of moves for me are really good moves. So I will look for volatile assets. And in these down periods, I will look for trades where you can do that. So if you guys want to trade Terra 2.0, I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do. You can check out OKX, links in description. The trading pair is Luna USDT. Not a lot of exchanges are allowing you to buy the new Luna just yet, and you can take advantage of that there, okay? Now, also, when I shared my pattern on Bitcoin yesterday, again, this is just a trading pattern. Long term, you guys know I'm still waiting to see if we break to the downside. I'm not bullish on the long side, as in for my long holds, until we get above 31,000 and until we get back above 32. Then we can start to see that we've bottomed out. Again, if I come to the daily chart, excuse for how busy it is, but I want to show you this. Let's see if I can get you a cleaner chart. That will do. So when I come to the daily, which is here, you can see very clearly that this is a continuation pattern. This is a bearish continuation pattern. You've had a big move to the downside. You consolidate before a bigger move to the downside. But the question is, have we bottomed? Last time when we fell as steeply from 64 all the way down to 29, we hit, we bounced, we consolidated, we bounced again, we consolidated, we bounced again. Now, for this to be a sharp bounce and then boom, straight back up, unreasonable, right? Maybe we can get a rally back up to 34s, 35s, then fall back down again, you know? Similar to here, this period of pain lasted, if we go sideways there, about 69 bars, okay? 69 days. So if you're looking at that from if this was the bottom, and you measure out about 69 days, let's just do 70 days, there you go. That takes you into middle of July, okay? So yes, that doesn't mean we can't just straight away bounce back, but let's see the evidence for that. Otherwise, we have to maintain downside. Now, RSI has indeed been very low. We saw the RSI here when we wicked all the way to the bottom there when Luna had its disaster was 25. If we compare that to the summer period before we did get our bounce, RSI at this point was only 35, but at the previous point where we were down here, the first fall, RSI came all the way down to 22, okay? So our lowest was 25 in this period. That's something else for us to keep out on. We definitely are at extreme oversold territory. We're in extreme fear. Fear and greed index is showing 14, and we know what type of market we're in. But if the market wants to be in this sideways pattern for a while, we want to look at some of the short-term opportunities. And some of the short-term opportunities, which, by the way, never focus on these at the expense of your hodl portfolio. This should be a very small part of your hodl portfolio. I mean, if we're talking, you know, depending on the size of your portfolio, if you've only got like 10 grand portfolio in your long-term hodls, this should be like 50, 60, 70, 80 quid you're trading with and practicing with. Right? If you've got a bigger portfolio, then you could put a couple of grand in your trading portfolio, and that's good enough for you to make a little bit of pocket money on some of these 50, 60, 70% moves. And that's what the idea is. It also keeps me entertained. I love trading, so I'm always going to be a trader. Naturally, I won't always bring you that content, but some of you want to see the trading content, which is obviously quite saturated here on YouTube. But if you guys do want to see some of the trading content, more than happy to share some of these patterns. And the pattern I shared with you yesterday was very basic. We've been trading in this channel for ages, and every time we got rejected from 31, we bounce at 28,600, and we go back to the top of the channel, and it's kept happening. But then what we noticed was we were getting lower highs here in this channel. And that was a worrying side that we may be heading to the downside. If I just zoom in, you see that. So we ended up forming this triangle, right? You can see this little triangle pattern here. And the highs were getting lower and lower. And the risk was that you would fall to the downside. And you got this little bit of fake out to the downside. Then the bulls brought it back in. And now we're getting a breakout to the upside. So now you're getting the opportunity to trade this channel all the way from the bottom of the channel to, if it goes to the top of the channel, as an 8% move. Decent move there on Bitcoin there. If you're not trading with leverage, it's still pretty decent a move for a little bit of work here to the upside. So you're getting that nice breakout. Can we now head up to 31? That's the question. Now we're gonna have to wait for the markets to open up. Really important. The weekend, we've not got the equities markets. We've seen for the last couple of months now, Bitcoin has had a decently positive green weekends, right? It does okay because the market isn't there to drag them down. Now, interestingly, we covered off the decoupling towards the end of last week where stocks were moving green and Bitcoin's falling red. Is that going to continue, right? Is that going to continue tomorrow when we open up? Stocks, will they turn green and will Bitcoin turn back red again and start trying to fall out from the bottom of this wedge? Because if it does, remember, pivot point 3 takes you down to 26,200, which will be a steep drop because there's very little support once you fall here until the bottom of the wedge. Now, what does this mean for Fantom? Because here on Fantom, we've got some interesting patterns forming here on the Fantom chart. I know it looks a little bit complicated, and the reason for that is you've got this small purple wedge within this big green one, and this big green one is where we're going to get our big opportunities, but we're going to need direction from Bitcoin. But it's good that we've got the market structures set up on our charts so that we can clearly see what's going on, and again, if you want to trade it, you guys can go ahead and trade that. So you saw this happen out. Bitcoin was forming its triangle, which we just looked at, and at the same time, Fantom was forming it, so we broke out to the downside. The Andre Cronje news helped it undo that and run all the way high here to 52 when the rest of the market wasn't doing that. So now Fantom's fallen and created the bottom of its channel here. Now, if we lose this level on Fantom, if we lose this green triangle, we've got to be looking for price targets at the bottom of the wedge, okay? So you could be falling all the way down here to 24. But before that, you've got a little bit of support at 30, which is pivot point number 2. You've got a good bounce there and a good bounce there from 30. But if you lose 30, so if we see something like this, then you could be heading to 24. That's if Bitcoin plays out its down scenario. If Bitcoin plays its positive scenario and starts channeling up to 31 and trying to break through 31, remember that trade I showed you in the channel, it's been predictable, then Fantom will be able to get past 38 and start working its way to about here, which is just above 45. And again, another move which, if you wanted to, as a small part of your portfolio, you can trade. You absolutely don't need to. Right now, if it pumps, I would not be chasing green candles here for my long-term holds, okay? That's really important. These are not, if you know, when you get this breakout on Bitcoin, I'm not chasing these pumps to the upside. Let it come to you. You guys have had plenty of opportunities to be buying in here. You had opportunities down here to be buying. You shouldn't need to buy just because the market is green, okay? If it's your DCA day and your dollar cost averaging, that's fine, but don't just be like, oh, we're breaking out, we're going to run up to 31, I need to get all my buys in, because you can easily, like with anything, get a fake out, come back in and start falling out to the bottom when equities open up tomorrow. So a lot to go through. Hopefully you guys are keeping up to date with all this stuff. A few other things I did want to show you is this. It's always good to look at some fundamental metrics, some on-chain metrics, just to remind you things are moving in the right direction. I think this is an interesting one. The number of Bitcoin addresses holding OnePlus coin is steadily increasing. And again, this is the game. We know the scarcity in crypto, particularly Bitcoin, and it's going to become very, very hard for everybody to get one coin. So my focus for everybody, before you start trading, before you start playing with NFTs, before you even start playing with altcoins, try to get yourself to one Bitcoin. And the reason for that is there are not enough one whole Bitcoins for all the millionaires in the world. So when everybody clocks on, when all the millionaires go, hang on a second, at least I should have one Bitcoin, two Bitcoin, or a certain piece of my net worth in Bitcoin. Guess what? They're not going to buy just one, are they? They're going to go and allocate 2%, 3% of their portfolio to it. And when these multi-millionaires and billionaires do that, they're going to be buying hundreds and thousands of coins at a time. And guess what? You and I, or the average people, are going to struggle to pick up their one coins. So really important you focus on trying to get that coin, whether you dollar cost average, whether you take a little bit of your paycheck every single month and try to accumulate that one coin. This is the race. And you can see everybody now is starting to clock on and they're all picking up one coin at least and hodling, because you don't know that one coin, that two coins you have, that could do better than the rest of your altcoin portfolio. It's possible because Bitcoin is a beast. And you've seen through downturns when Bitcoin dominance started to go up, this is the store of assets. So don't neglect this. Stay focused on this. This is the path you need to be looking down to. So there we have it, guys. There is an update on what's going on Fantom, on Terra 2.0, on Bitcoin. Ultimately, just to kind of, remove all the smoke, because it's a confusing environment right now. You need to be focused on your portfolio. And in that portfolio, you cannot neglect Bitcoin, like I've just said, and you may want to hold some large blue chips. That's the key. I would not be getting distracted with small plays right now. I would not be getting distracted with NFTs. Maximum I'm going to be doing is trading small patterns because I'm getting bored in this market and it's pretty easy for me to do right now. But if you're inexperienced and you can't trade on top, don't. It's just going to distract you, right? If you can, go ahead and trade, play the movements in the channels, learn with a small part of your portfolio, learn what a stop loss is, learn what a take profit is. It's a good skill to have, right? To be able to print money on demand when you want to do so. So, you know what? I'm going to sit there and trade today. I'm going to make £1,000. Fine. Great. Good. It's good to know you can do that. But that's not what's going to make you wealthy. What's going to make you wealthy, it can make you rich, but it's not going to make you wealthy. What's going to make you wealthy is your hodl portfolio. And that should be the majority of your focus. If you can juggle both, great. If you're new to crypto, don't worry about it. Focus on dollar cost averaging. Keep buying your favorite plays. Pick a couple of really solid plays, including Bitcoin. Don't neglect it, and keep adding to it. Build your portfolio. No over allocations to any one project. You saw what happened with Luna. You will get wrecked. No over allocation to Fantom. I may make content on Fantom. Doesn't mean my portfolio allocation is crazy on Fantom. I'm ready. If Fantom dies, it dies. My portfolio is good. I keep going. Very important. Luna dies, I keep going. Solana dies, I keep going. Even if Bitcoin was to die, I don't think it will, I'm going to keep going because everything in my portfolio is over allocated. Even if all of crypto goes controversial, I keep going. Do you know why? I've got stocks, I've got real estate, I've got other incomes, I've got businesses, right? That's how you need to think. Multiple streams of income. Do not have a maximalist mindset. Never. Always diversify, always split. I know it's boring. When you've got a little amount of cash, you don't want to diversify, right? But you need to go earn more income and build your portfolio where it gets to a size where you're like, okay, now I can split it and still make decent returns longer term. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. Do consider checking out course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member. If you want to trade Luna, remember OKX, links in description. If you want to trade any other pairs, you can check out PRIMEXBT. They've been nice enough to offer you guys a $7,000 bonus up to. So check that out if you want to trade as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash up the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.